What if the sky you see today, that vast, dark expanse sprinkled with stars, was once something completely different? What if, long before the first stars ignited, the entire universe was filled with a thick cosmic haze? It's a mind-bending idea, one that science only began to uncover in the last century. But what if this concept was described more than 1,400 years ago? Let's explore the incredible convergence of modern cosmology and an ancient text. For most of human history, the heavens were seen as eternal and unchanging. The stars, the moon, the sun, they followed their predictable paths, and it was assumed they always had and always would. This was the view for thousands of years, a comforting and seemingly obvious truth. But the invention of the telescope began to chip away at this ancient belief. As our ability to see deeper into space grew, we started to realize the universe was far more dynamic and complex than we ever imagined. The static, perfect heavens gave way to a cosmos filled with birth, death, and constant transformation. Astronomy didn't just change our view of space. It changed our understanding of time itself, revealing a deep and dramatic history written in the stars. Modern telescopes, peering billions of light years away, are not just looking across distance. They are looking back in time, and what they found was completely unexpected. So what did we discover? Modern cosmology, built upon decades of observation and theory, tells us a fascinating story. In the moments after the Big Bang, the universe was an incredibly hot, dense soup of fundamental particles. As it expanded and cooled over hundreds of thousands of years, it wasn't yet filled with the familiar stars and galaxies we see today. Instead, space was dominated by a vast, opaque fog of hot gas, primarily hydrogen and helium, mixed with fine particles of cosmic dust. Imagine a universe not transparent, but filled with a dense, smoke-like substance that obscured all light. This primordial state persisted for millions of years. It was a dark age, a time before the first stars condensed from this very gas, and dust, finally igniting and beginning the process of lighting up the cosmos. This smoke was the raw material from which everything we now see, every star, every planet, every galaxy, would eventually form. Now, when scientists use the word smoke to describe this early state of the universe, what do they actually mean? It's important to clarify they're not talking about smoke from a fire. There were no fires in the early universe because there was no oxygen to burn. Instead, they use it as an analogy. Smoke, as we know it, is a mixture of hot gas and tiny suspended solid particles. The early universe was remarkably similar, a vast expanse of hot gas, hydrogen, and helium interspersed with microscopic dust particles. Powerful infrared telescopes can now peer through the cosmic dust clouds that still exist today, showing us regions where new stars are forming from these very ingredients. So the scientific term gaseous and dusty state finds a perfect, simple description in the everyday word smoke. It accurately captures the essence of that hot, opaque mixture of gas and particles that defined the universe's infancy. Here's where the story takes a remarkable turn. Let's look at a statement from the Qur'an, a text revealed over 14 centuries ago in the deserts of Arabia. In chapter 41, verse 11, it says, "Then he turned to the sky when it was smoke." This verse describes the condition of the heavens during an early stage of creation. Think about the context. This was revealed at a time when the prevailing scientific understanding, inherited from the Greeks, was that of a clear, unchanging, and eternal firmament. The idea of the sky, or the universe, being in a smoky, gaseous state was completely alien to the knowledge of the 7th century. This description was not based on any astronomical observation or scientific theory available at the time. It was a statement that stood in stark contrast to the accepted wisdom of its era, and for centuries its full meaning would remain a profound mystery. So why is this particular verse so extraordinary? Let's consider the historical setting. At the time of the Qur'an's revelation, humanity had no tools to probe the distant past of the universe. There were no telescopes, no spectroscopy, no concept of the Big Bang, or modern physics. The most advanced astronomy was based on naked-eye observations of planetary movements against the backdrop of seemingly fixed stars. To describe the primordial state of the universe as smoke, a hot, gaseous, and particulate mixture, was not a conclusion anyone could have reached through observation or logical deduction. It was a description of a physical reality that would only be confirmed by science more than a millennium later. It's this gap in time and knowledge that makes the statement so compelling. It presents information that simply should not have been known. Fast forward to the 20th and 21st centuries. Armed with powerful tools like the Hubble Space Telescope and infrared observatories like the James Webb Space Telescope, modern astronomy began to piece together the universe's origin story. By observing the most distant galaxies, astronomers are essentially looking back in time to the universe's youth. What they confirmed is precisely what the Big Bang model predicted. The early cosmos was indeed a hot, dense, opaque medium of gas and dust. NASA's official website, when describing the state of the universe before stars formed, explains how it was filled with hot, foggy gas and cosmic particles. The scientific evidence now overwhelmingly supports the idea that the universe went through a smoky phase. Science, through a long and arduous process of discovery, theory, and verification, eventually caught up to a description laid down in a 1,400-year-old text. So what does this alignment between a 14th-century-old verse and modern scientific discovery mean? It's crucial to understand that this is not about replacing science with scripture or vice versa. They are two different ways of approaching knowledge. Science asks how and explores the physical mechanisms of the universe through observation and experimentation. The Quran often asks why and invites reflection on the meaning and purpose behind creation. In this instance, they arrive at a similar description from entirely different paths. This convergence doesn't invalidate the scientific method. Rather, it complements it by adding a layer of contemplation. It suggests that the source of the Quran had knowledge of the universe's workings long before humanity could discover it for itself, prompting us to think about the nature of that source. It invites a dialogue between faith and reason, where discovery can lead to deeper reflection. This journey from an ancient description to a modern discovery is a powerful call to reflection. The Quran itself repeatedly encouraged humanity to look at the signs in the universe, to observe, to think, and to use our intellect. It doesn't ask for blind belief but for thoughtful consideration of the world around us. When we look up at the night sky, we are not just seeing distant lights. We are seeing a living history of the cosmos. Every star, every nebula, is a testament to the journey from that initial smoky state to the magnificent universe we inhabit today. This incredible parallel between an ancient text and cutting-edge science isn't just a point of trivia. It's an invitation to ponder the source of knowledge and our place within this vast, unfolding creation. The sky we see today, clear and filled with countless stars, wasn't always this way. It emerged from a primordial haze, a cosmic smoke that held the potential for everything to come. The journey of scientific discovery has allowed us to glimpse this ancient past, and in doing so, it echoes a description made centuries ago. This realization doesn't just expand our knowledge, it deepens our sense of wonder. True discovery doesn't just provide answers, it leads to reflection. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey through cosmology and history thought-provoking, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that connects the dots.